Hello, everyone. Hi. I'm smiling because I already see a little call for Alvin. I don't know if he will be here this evening. Of course, as always, can you hear me? I just checked all of the equipment, but I always like to ask anyway. How is everybody this evening? There's been some various comic news, and I thought it'd be fun to just pop on and chit chat about some of it because otherwise, these things they happen and they pass us by. And before you know it, it's solicits time again. And we've missed out on some of the little interim happenings and developments. So I thought it'd be nice to check in on those in between vids and streams about full comics and the like. It's been a pretty chill day over here, rewatching some Star Wars and the like. How have you guys been doing? Oh, I hear scritching at the door. It's Alvin. He's been activated. He knows instantly that this is a stream. They're talking about comics, not Catwoman tonight. We do have some more next level announcements with some images. I think most of my links tonight are from Adventures in Poor Taste. They just tend to have a lot of nice, not just the layout, but they tend to get more images sent to them to share, the ones without the lettering and the like. So we will take a look at some of that. I want to pull some more info they've dropped about that magazine that's attempting to be the new Wizard magazine, and just in general chat about some comics. No, I have not watched Star Trek Academy as of yet. I did watch the first episode of Primal though. I'm up to date on some things, but not on all the things. No, this week we were working our way through episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars for the first time with the children. So that was a lot of fun. But then I really needed to remind myself that for the Empire Strikes Back, no, for Return of the Jedi, always got to remember to do the theatrical cut, and I didn't, and then I regretted it. So but that's okay. There's always next time. Yes, there's a new I talked about it a while back, Mikey, a new comic magazine. So I'll pull up all the info on that and all of the good things that we have there. There is also a Bizarro series that's coming. Ghost Machine is releasing kind of a guidebook that I'm interested in. It's coming out April 1st, though. Whenever something is coming out April 1st, there's always that knee jerk reaction, at least in the back of my mind, that goes, but is it real? I would just not release things on that day if possible, just to avoid that. Well, let me see what all of you are saying. They did like it. Adam, they did. They did like it. Their favorite was, of course, the one with the Ewoks. God love Ewoks. So catch perspective. Hopefully. We're edging ever closer to things that are on my list. I'm very excited for a bunch of the videos that we have coming up. There are some that have been on the list for literally years and they are finally coming off, and I've just been having some fun experimenting with some things. Did the lipstick video. It's been forever since I did any makeup content on here, so it's just been fun, playing around at the start of 2026. ESD Comics, thank you so much for being a member. Between Lois and Lana, who do you think would be better as the forever Superwoman? Personally, I like the development for Lana. I like it when it's neither of them, actually. I don't mind when they get powers temporarily, but I do like Superman and in general characters to also have civilian people in their lives. So I prefer it when it's another character who is Superwoman, but I do like when they reference the fact that that is something that used to happen a lot. X-Men Superfan, thank you very much for the gifted memberships. There is going to be a new vote very, very soon because we're going to decide on the next monthly kind of comic that I'm deciding between, because we already did one that's coming up soon. For, if I counted right, it was Snapper Carr Betrays the Justice League. I'll do a recount in case I'm wrong, but I believe that's what the people decided on. I hope so, just because I'd be happy to talk about any of them. But then you get to dramatically say that Snapper Carr betrayed the Justice League. And that's a lot of fun. So let me pull up. Let's start with, what should we start with? What's the first tab I have on my line of too many tabs? I have Bizarro, I believe. So let me share that one. Boom, share your screen. Haha. Screen shared. Once again, brightness. We've got Bizarro coming at us. DC turns the world upside down with Kevin Smith's bizarre new origin for Bizarro Year None. So we have more Kevin Smith, but not any return to the widening gyre or anything. That's what I'm waiting for. Super Easy Walker, thank you very much, is asking who would win in a fight? Zatanna versus Cersei. I like that you added DC there because like we gotta specify they could be coming. Cersei could be coming from other places. I'm gonna go Zatanna with the power level we currently have Zatanna at. I'm gonna go Zatanna. But what do you guys think? So this is a 4-issue limited series that digs into the origins of Superman's famously backwards counterpart. So we have Kevin Smith writing, we have Eric Carrasco on the art, and then we have some Bizarro speak, with someone already said that they were not a fan of, but we're going to read it anyway. Me am not excited for new comic. Well, shouldn't that be me am not excited for old comic? Because if everything's reversed, you see it's already happening. It's already happening. Bizarro Year None am worst thing to happen. So I will read a brief synopsis in a moment. Craig Anderson, thank you very much. From all of the Supergirl introductions, which do you think did it best? Smallville, Superman the Animated Series, or even any comic variations? I am a fan of the classic. I'm a fan of the classic Silver Age. She comes to Earth later after him, all of that, like minus, some of the parts that people now poke at, like her being left at the orphanage. But in general, I really do like that trajectory for her and that origin. I think it holds up and it works. What about all of you? All right, the story. The story follows Jimmy Olsen and Perry White as they leave the familiar halls of the Daily Planet behind for a strange journey into outer space. Their adventure takes them to a bizarre dimension that looks uncannily like Metropolis, right down to its reverence for a legendary newspaper treated almost like sacred scripture. As Jimmy and Perry dig deeper, they begin to uncover the truth behind this warped world and the mysterious figure at its center. Is he simply a misguided fan of Superman, a force of pure chaos, or something else entirely? I like that it's Jimmy and Perry. There is an era in the Silver Age where it feels like almost every other issue is a Bizarro issue. They did a lot of Bizarro comics in the Silver Age. X-Men Superfan, thank you very much. You silently gave us the origins of the Lex is secretly in love with Superman yesterday. You saw that. Did you see that at the end of the Adventure Comics issue when Superboy is flying away and thinking about how Lex has the same initials as Lana Lang, and he wonders how important he's going to end up being in his life and whether he's going to be a super scientist or a super villain? It's all right there. So we have some images here for our Bizarro. I hope that water better be flowing up so that everything is the opposite. I like that cover. This is the Thinker cover. That's what we're looking at there. So, what do you think? Are you here for a Bizarro mini? Does this sound up your alley? Something fun that you'd want to check out? Or are you just, no, not here for this kind of thing? I've been enjoying the Superman minis they've been dropping. I really like the Kryptonite Spectrum. So, we shall see. I've kind of got PTSD from the unfinished Kevin Smith projects. But, I'm always kind of tense for people asking when this was announced, the 16th. So yesterday. Red 6 down saying Bizarro am Thinker. Bizarro am not Thinker. We gotta stay in it. Oh, my alarm. It's not that late, I don't think. D Hacker, thank you very much. It's appreciated. If you were trying to add anything to that, let me know. Yeah, I do like the Kryptonite Spectrum a lot. So we should swap. Shall we keep going? with our tabs? Let's keep. Share. Oh, let me go back up to the top. Share this tab instead. See, most of them are on this site. It's an unofficial shout out to Adventures in Poor Taste. The Jinchuriki studio is asking, does Bizarro speak annoy anyone else? I'm sure it does. For me, I sometimes get hung up on when it doesn't fully line up with the way things are going. So this is Firestorm and Zatanna. So they're giving some art, they're giving the creative teams, that good stuff. DC's next level grows again because we're being drip fed until March when it starts with new Zatanna and Firestorm series. Then we get the hype. They're like, it's picking up steam, and April is shaping up to be a major turning point. So we already have the 3 they've announced so far: Batwoman, Deathstroke, Lobo. Also, Scott Snyder on his Substack talked about Jonah Hex. And now we have these ones as well. So this is actually just a really cool Firestorm cover for the Fury of Firestorm. D Hacker, thank you very much, is asking a fun question. Who is your favorite Supergirl artist? Oh, that's hard. It really depends what vibe you're going for. I do have a soft spot for the Silver Age, where you get to see people like Jim Mooney. Sometimes you'll see Kurt Swan. Sometimes you'll even see there's Kurt Schaffenberger. But then if you hop over later into like the 70s and the 80s, you're getting a different vibe. You have, of course, I do like, even though it's kind of pushing it, some of the Turner stuff. Like, it really depends. The artist, because Evely, is that her name, for the Woman of Tomorrow? You have a lot of choices for what you're going for with Supergirl. Yeah, I'm sure everybody has their own for who they like. This is the Fury of Firestorm. First issue arrives April 1st because that just happens to be a day for when we're New Comic Day. The Nuclear Man goes next level with Jeff Lemire and Rafael de la Torre. The community of Bedford, Colorado is a sleepy small town. The people say hello to their neighbors, attend town hall meetings, and root for the local high school football team on Friday nights. But this idyllic small town is thrown upside down when the Nuclear Man arrives and starts experimenting. Firestorm has turned buildings to sand and people to glass with no remorse, no warning. But what exactly provoked Ronnie Raymond to commit this heinous act? And can anyone contain the fury that is Firestorm? Brought to you by teams we already mentioned. So let's look at some of our other Firestorm covers. So we have this nice main one up here. We have the Lemire variant. Oh, we still have the Hori Corona variants. That's fun. So you can get them all across next level, it looks like. The struggle variant. I do like that one, though. And that's Rosmo. The Rosmo variant. Are you Firestorm the Nuclear Man people? Because we gotta say the whole name. It's there. It's not that for all this next level, it feels as though they're giving everybody their full name. We have some panels. We have some panels from inside, so we can take a look at that as well. So you can kind of get a sense of the unlettered vibe of all the things. I see a hello there. Whenever I see hello there, especially because we just watched Star Wars, I'm like, hello there. Nice. It's looking pretty solid. Ooh, I like the different style they're doing for the flashback as well, kind of trying to cast back to a more classic Bronze Agey type of look. That's fun. We also have Zatanna, and I see that it's Jamal Campbell, and I'm glad because I did like the miniseries that was done with Zatanna recently. So we have this first issue arrives April 29th. This is Jamal Campbell taking Zatanna's magic to the next level. You got to work it into the sentence somehow, or you can't have your book. That's a joke. But, if you can work in a next level pun, all the better. So this is Zatanna Zatara embarks on her greatest tour yet as the newest and first Prime Magus in millennia. It is now Zatanna's sworn responsibility to oversee and guide the world of magic, All eyes are on her. How will she accomplish this grand task? How will she shoulder this heaviest of responsibilities? How will she confront the horrors waiting in forgotten histories? With a wink, a flourish, and a whole lot of magic. So we get some costume designs here. You know I love that. So you have a couple of versions of the Prime Megas here. You have formal option, superhero option, and casual option, which is not that casual, which I like. I like the we don't do casual kind of vibe for the casual option. I think that one's my fave because you can really see the sleeves on the shirt there a lot. Oh, that's Adam's like the boots. Do you like the heel on the gold heel on the boots? I like that. The great Delvin is saying that's very casual in my house. X-Men superfan Emma Frost, thank you very much. Saying, do you think Gail Simone will ever come back to DC? Who knows what the future holds? Who knows? You never know. People are hopping all over the place. That's a good look. I like it. I like the look. I like all of the looks. So now we have an ongoing for Zatanna. Yay. People have been asking. I was one of those people. So I'm excited for this one a lot. We have, of course, some variants over here. We have a Hughes variant. We have an Imp variant and the Corona variant, which is the one I used for the thumbnail. I've been enjoying all of the Corona variants. So we have, do we have any, yeah, we have who's doing the extras on there. So that's what they have so far for April, because we still have other people who haven't had their creative teams announced. So we can get, excited for those things. But so far of the people who they have announced, are you liking what's been discussed, the creative teams attached, all of that stuff? Entertain me. Thank you very much for saying, if Zatanna wants to make sure that magic isn't being abused, the smartest thing she can do is strip John Constantine of his magic. Look, listen, Constantine can be useful. Sometimes you don't want to have to go to the gross places and fight the demons and stuff. Then you can send Constantine. So those are the next level things. I'm looking forward to Zatanna having an ongoing again. And they've been reprinting a ton of her stuff like crazy. We're once more going through a Zatanna kind of era. She has peaks and valleys. And right now it seems like we're in a peak time for Zatanna, so we can enjoy it while it lasts. Wow is saying poor Zatanna had to battle the Joker in DCKO issue 3. Poor for everybody in issue 3. It was a rough time for people versus the Joker in DCKO issue 3. Ooh, Patrick is saying, I'd love to see a post-Magic Constantine try to do science the same way. That'd be fun. So let me pull up this comic magazine that I was discussing for people who are not aware. Ooh, this one says it's a 2-minute read. Let's see. We'll put that to the test. Share this tab instead. Boom. There. So this is Chew, returns in the pages of comics, ! The magazine. So you gotta say comics. So Comics, the magazine, is a magazine that's starting to come out on March 4th. So it's just a big month in March. And of course, I have it with me because it's like, oh, gotta let me make myself big for a sec so you can see the nomnibus. I have the nomnibus for Chew. As you can see, it's kind of beat up because I do tend to reread this one a decent amount. Yes, they actually call the omnibus the nomnibus, which is very fun. So I'm looking forward to this coming back. The prequel, Chew, CHU, ended up being canceled. So I am hopeful for this return. So for this, it's going to be serialized in the comics magazine with one-page stories monthly, because it's kind of going to be part of the hook of the comics magazine that they are doing. Let me see if this one Whoops, I'm enhancing the wrong tab. Let me see if this one, there we go, has an image for the comics magazine. It does not, so I will pull it up on one of the other ones that has info. Unfortunately, I think that means I have to go to one of the ones where it has ads. I'm rocking ad-free life. I mean, I'm rocking ad life at the moment. There are a couple of sites that these days just don't let you on without your ad blocker off. And then I always forget to turn it back on afterwards. It's a thing. Oh, speaking of forgetting to turn stuff on, well, bam. We have this. This is a thing that we decided on that we like, having the side tab open. I do like it. I've got to remind myself to do it, though. It's very Twitch-like. Here, I'll pull up the original announcement again. There. Yeah, this is the comics magazine, which is basically going to be exactly what it looks like. It's going to have interviews, exclusive like comics pages, roundtables, that kind of stuff. The first issue has a roundtable with facilitated by Tony Fleece. They've got Chew coming back in there. There's a bunch of interviews with the team from Absolute Batman. I wish it all the all the best, because I really think it would be cool to have another centralized hub magazine again. I love looking back at the old magazines, and they're such a great treasure trove, especially for interviews. I love the online interviews that people do and that sometimes I get the privilege to do, but they're not really centralized. And so it's really easy for information to just kind of flit in and out and go away. But when you have it in that kind of contained format, and then people can very easily go back and check it out, I think that's cool and important, especially because over the years, I don't know if you've seen it, I've seen it, so many digital pages and the like being bought up, not maintained, destroyed, dead links, not archived, so much lost in that regard. So I like the idea of something tangible for that. I'm rooting for it. I can see Evan saying, I hope this works, but I'm admittedly a bit skeptical. They're going to get my $3. Every little bit helps. So, oh, yeah, I agree. Like Adam, physical media for the win. I love having the digital. I think it's such an asset. I just don't think it should be the only thing. We need both. And especially because nobody has dealt with, largely because I don't think people want to, on the upper end, people having proper ownership of the things they buy digitally, because that would make the digital landscape very different than it is right now. Oh, yes, this was the other thing that I had to share. It's information for the Marvel DC side of Spider-Man / Superman, because we got some information from the other side. So now we can flip it and take a look the other way. Boom. First details revealed for Marvel and DC Spider-Man / Superman crossover out of April 2026. Is it the first? We'll find out. So first we hype it up with, after the blockbuster response to last year's Deadpool / Did you feel it was blockbuster? And in celebration of the 50th anniversary of Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man, the very first Marvel / DC crossover, Marvel and DC are teaming up once again. We got to add official to that. The very first official Marvel and DC crossover. So we have among the who we have highlighting, headlining the Marvel special is a dream creative pairing. New York Times best-selling author Brad Meltzer, making his first full-length Marvel Comics debut, teams the superstar artist Pepe Larraz. Their lead story unites Spider-Man and Superman against the villainous alliance of Lex Luthor and Norman Osborn, but that's only the beginning. The oversized issue also packs in a slate of bonus stories from some of the biggest names in comics, each bringing Marvel and DC characters together in ways fans will be talking about for decades. Among the highlights, get ready to talk about it for decades. So what do we have? Among the highlights, we have Dan Slott and Marcus Martin send Spider-Man Noir into the shadowy 1930s to meet the Golden Age Superman. and gets spanked because it's Golden Age Superman. Jeff Johns returns to Marvel for his first story in more than 20 years, reuniting with Gary Frank for a Super and Spider family clash sparked by Mysterio. Jason Aaron and Russell Dodderman stage an epic showdown as symbiotes swarm Metropolis in a tale featuring Jane Foster's Mighty Thor, Wonder Woman, and more. I don't know why I wanted to say Tall Tale, but I did. See Tale, add Tall. Patrick, you're right. Wizard of Oz was the first crossover technically because they published it together. That's one of those little like pedantic facts. But it's true. Jason Aaron, I already read that one. We have Louise Simonson and Todd Nack pit Steele against the Hobgoblin. Joe Kelly and Umberto Ramos deliver a campus crossover against starring Gwen Stacy and Lana Lang. I was like, against Gwen Stacy versus Lana Lang. Let them fight. Brian Michael Bendis and Sarah Pichelli reunite Miles Morales with Superman in a team-up fans won't want to miss. But we're being kind of vague about. And that's just scratching the surface. So, let's see some covers. We've got more hype from people, of course, being like, we're excited to do it. We're happy to be working together. Of course. What else are you going to say? So we have some of our covers to take a look at. Boom. Let's look at them. Because we can. And because it's fun. Cyborgs Unite. Ooh, I like this one. That one's nice. This is the one I used for my thumb, the Peach Momoko. I think it's cute. Steel and Thor. Yeah. I don't know. I have a strong attachment to this concept because the original one was the first video on my channel, but I don't have as much excitement for these just because they have been releasing them in a kind of odd fashion for someone who talks about these kind of things online. But I'm definitely looking forward to reading it and getting to it. Also, I missed two, so let's pull them up so that you can see all of them. I do like that. I think that's my favorite one out of all of them. Just the nice Golden Age Superman S right there. That one could be a lot of fun, depending upon how they do it. But what about all of you? Oh my gosh, all of this, the list of variants that just keeps going. What about all of you? Oh, I see I am incredibly hyped. It's definitely going to be a stacked couple of months once we, well, I mean, soon actually. March is, it seems, when a lot of things are kicking off, and it's already past the midway point of January. Things are moving pretty quickly around these parts. What is everybody excited for and looking forward to / reading right now? That is always also the question. What's coming out this week? Well, let me see. It means I can also hop over to League of Comic Geeks, because why not? Let's see what we're dealing with on the, let's cast forward to the future, to the 21st. Let's see. Boop, 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 as I lose all my tabs. There. Boom. Let me hide you on the side for a moment so we can see all of the things that are coming out. I am reading World's Finest and Fantastic Four, always. I think I might be emotionally ready to hop back onto Exquisite Corpses. We'll see. That one issue hurt me. So I'm working my way back up to it. It got real dark. Ooh, Kofi, I like Escape. I've been enjoying Escape. Assorted Crisis Events. I gotta catch up on Assorted Crisis Events as well. Oh, this is the Galactic Slam, a Green Lantern edition. We have Rogue #1. Hey, Redcoat 16. Yay. Yeah, there's been some delays in some of the Ghost Machine things. I'm looking forward to when Hyde Street comes back. Power fantasy, Everything Dead and Dying. I've been enjoying that one. We talked about issue 1, so hopefully we can get back into that. I watched a really interesting video essay about I Hate Fairyland recently, which was fascinating to see the different takes on what they did with one of the main characters. The Darkness number 2. Perhaps because The Darkness number 2 has come out and I didn't get the chance to talk about The Darkness number 1, we can come back and talk about both at the same time because I do want to. And oh, that's a gorgeous cover. Let me see you. Yes. I really like that. I like that a lot. Do we have any? We still have a couple. Ooh. Well, let me see the other one too. Why not? Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That one's got that kind of classic shading on it. Ooh, like he's a gargoyle. Really into that one. That's really cool. Boop, boop. It takes you back to the top, or I don't normally go back. I normally open it in a new tab. That's normally my MO. Batman and Wayne Family Adventures is so high up now. It's so many issues deep. Adventure Time has also been fun. Oni Press has got a really interesting lineup right now, where part of it is these kind of things. The rest of it is a whole bunch of revivals of the classic EC things, which has been fun. Ooh, cul-de-sac number 6. I've got to remember and go and pick that up. I've been keeping up with a couple of the Bad Idea comics. I want to start reading Murder Podcast because I've heard intriguing things and I want to check it out. Patrick, thank you very much. Would the opposite of superior Spider-Man be Spiderior Superman? Who would we get to go with our superior Spider-Man? I want to get a time when Superman is not in control of his own body to match up with the vibes. And then we're down towards some of the reprints, and like Stitch has been really cute. Lots of the Disney stuff has been cute. Speed Racer has been surprisingly fun. I drop in and out of the Speed Racer because I didn't watch the anime when I was a kid, but I like checking out the comic, but I can't tell you at all if the vibes match the show or not. Kofi is saying Injustice Superman. The Beauty relaunched because they're doing the series as well. So that's been interesting. There's so many reprints of Absolute Batman, 10th printing. My goodness. It just keeps going. As you can see, there's just a ton of stuff. So much. I see suggestions for the Eradicator. Ooh, I love that one. Look at that one. The Akira homage cover. Well, that would just be fun to have as a poster, just in general. There's been a bunch of this specific Akira like cover. They did one for Court, the kids kind of Knights of the Round Table one. I was kind of like, that's interesting. That's an interesting choice for that. Aw, Scritch. Hi, I hear you. Back issue 164. Cool stuff. Always really fun. This is just a fun site to check out if you're curious what's coming out and you want to know if you are missing out or want to check out anything. They have synopses, all of that good stuff. I see Mind the Gap noticed the Batman RIP reprint. Batman RIP was a special time. It was certainly an interesting time. It's not it's definitely an era that can be separated into its own thing. Yes, that was Judge Dredd. Joel is saying, wish it was better organized. How would you organize it? I'm curious. Would you organize, because it just kind of go, would you organize it by company, alphabetically? How would you do it? Where's Fainting Superman? Where's Fainting Hal? That's what I want. Bring back Jezebel Jet. I was gonna do a video. I still might on Linda Page, one of Batman's earliest love interests and his first on-screen love interest, who kind of pops up here and there, but does not get a lot of playtime. It started because somebody was trying to argue that Bruce Wayne was not a playboy and that that was an invention of the Nolan films, and that's just so woefully inaccurate that it sent me down to find some of the earliest instances of him being labeled a playboy. And some of the great instances, of course, are Julie Madison dumping him because she doesn't think that he's going to amount to anything. And you also have Linda Page, who regularly is just on him for not being as awesome as Batman, which is pretty amusing to read about. Also, I just like talking about characters who have kind of fallen through the cracks. I got, all right, mini chat. You see, I'm not used to it. I keep forgetting it. I keep forgetting it exists. I need to remember. I'll get used to it. I will get used to it. The future is now, and it's having multiple things on your screen like a cyborg. I will get into the habit of it. Evan is saying no one is as awesome as Batman. What an unfair criticism. She felt he should at least be trying, at least be striving to be the best. Ooh, Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale would be interesting, but Vicky Vale like managed to maintain for a long time in terms of how important she was as a character and a love interest. She's his photographer, Lois Lane. She's always trying to figure out who he is, and she has a lot of really fun stories. John Stewart is saying put a sticky note up for the little side chat. You know what? If we start putting sticky notes, we'll never stop. And we'll have them for all the things. I'll write a regular note on a piece of paper that's flat. I'm thinking of the "that's why you always leave a note" joke from Arrested Development, which I put as a pinned comment for a video. I don't remember which one, and this confused a lot of people. But it's fine. It's fine if we don't all share the same references to everything and the like. Super Easy Walker is saying, remember Frank Miller's version of Vicky? Who could forget? Whole lovingly described panels. Who could ever forget? Alvin Cam when, if we actually had a dedicated Alvin Cam, I don't think he would stay put for it. He would probably run away. Oh, did you hear your name, Alvin? You did. Oh, poor Alvin. So, yeah, actually, I really just wanted to pop on for a quick little let's go over some of these things. I enjoy doing them as edited videos too, but sometimes you just don't have the time for those kind of things. So I just wanted to share all of that and see what you were excited for, what you're interested in, and what catches your fancy. I will let Alvin in since I'm going to pop off shortly. So let's bring him in. Alvin, come in. Say hi to everybody. We saw the man of the hour every hour. We saw the Batman Who Laughs recently. We saw him in DCKO, so we're getting ever closer to the absolute Batman Who Laughs. Hi, Alvin. Do you wanna say hi to everybody? No. See, sometimes he says no. Sometimes he says words. He can say no. He can say hello. That's always disturbing when he does that at night. What do you think of everything? Are you the most excited for Zatanna? Are you the most excited for Firestorm? The Nuclear Man? You're purring so loudly. I feel like they can probably hear you. Can you hear him? He purrs. He sounds like a machine when he purrs. Come say hi. Come on. Yeah, not no. Oh, your eyes. You wanted to be on camera. That's what happens. It comes with consequences. There's a price. The people have to see you. Speaking of cats, I did film another lipstick video on a whim that I may post for a Catwoman design, specifically because her lipstick is gray and I do have one. And so I was like, let's see if we can make this workable. The only thing stopping me is that when I did the Batgirl one, people were like, you didn't cosplay enough. And I just had my natural hair because funnily enough, all of my short wigs are brightly colored. I don't have any black short wigs like Selena Kyle. So I was like, I don't know. Is it not authentic enough? But I'm probably just going to post it. Anyway, is that why you came? You wanted to prompt me to talk about Catwoman? Yeah, I knew it. I knew that that's what you wanted. Yeah. 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 I like you too. I do. You're the best kitty. You and your brother. So, as gray as Sorrow Lantern, a bit more on the purple side than a Sorrow Lantern. YouTube idea is coming in from Hatbox Ghost saying, times when Batman has laughed or displayed sense of humor, it would be more than you think. Especially if we go to the Silver Age, every issue, all the time, constantly, too many puns, even through the Bronze Age, which I was rereading some of those stories lately because I'm working on a Batgirl Robin thing and I wanted to catch the vibe. And again, he's very similar to what they're doing with the Matt Fraction run right now, only it's lighter back on the Playboy because he was pretty aggressively Playboy in that era. So it was doubling also for the tracking Bruce's actual times as a Playboy. So Edward is saying even post-crisis he cracked jokes. Yeah, it's a decent amount. You know, for Batman not having a sense of humor is up there with him working alone. In terms of, you know, he has this great rep for it, but if you actually go through, it's like, oh, actually, he jokes a lot and he's not alone and a whole bunch of things. That was one of the fun things about Night Fight as well. They acknowledged that in the Jason chapter 2. He was just like, yeah, and 3. It's kind of like, yeah, they say I'm alone, but actually, I work with a lot of people. Yes, Madman, to quote Batman that one time, I'm hilarious. That's from the Jimmy Olsen series. Jenna was talking about that one recently when we did our collab, and I, of course, had to go find that image because it's so fun. Patrick is saying Batman worked alone for under a year, but for that time, he was totally alone. You can build up quite the reputation. He's got great PR for working alone. WoW is asking who won the Nightwing ship, Babs versus Starfire poll. It wasn't a poll. That's why I didn't post it. I was genuinely curious as to people's rationale. When you put the poll, people just click, but they don't explain why. And when you ask the question, people will give you, you know, like, oh, because I watched this show, or I started comics here, or I don't like this. And I really like hearing that. It's really cool to see the different vantage points that people are coming from. It was more even, I think. I saw tons of comments for both. That one was a lot more even than when I posted the same for Superman and Lois and Superman and Wonder Woman, which is again something they played with, like not as much, but they've definitely flirted with times of him and Wonder Woman. I had one comment that got super upvoted that was just like, are you trolling? I'm like, no, it's a real question. Also, they've explored it in multiple comics. There was the New 52, that was the interest. So I'm just like, no, it's a genuine question. Some people might like this. I know. Uh-huh. That's what I think too. I'm going to post more of those because I think they're genuinely really interesting, and they're going to get less mainstream as they go on. But yeah, who do you think? You want me to put a Batman Catwoman one, don't you? I would have to see who to put it up against, Alvin. Otherwise, the people will think that I'm trolling. Yeah. And we can't have that. Has to be a real contender. We have to put a real contender up there. There we go. No. Stop bumping up against stuff. So we do have more videos coming soon that I'm really excited about. Some of them are kind of obscure historic tangents. Some of them are about current runs. That kind, you know me. It's a mixed bag. It's gonna be where our whims take us, as always. And I'm looking forward to spending that time with you. I hope to see you there, and I hope that you enjoy it too. So enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever it is. This was just a quick little chit chat stream. We will be doing more of these. Again, I feel like it's taboo to stream for so little, but we're breaking the mold. We're breaking the mold with our stream length. So, again, thanks so much for taking the time. And I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.